So we're ready to taste too. We are getting ready for Thanksgiving today, giving you some ideas for a couple of great side dishes that you can either take or make for your guests. So we have Jamie Miller, our registered dietitian from the Camelback Village with us, and you always do such a great job. They're healthy, but you know, they're delicious.
Thank you.
I was gonna say healthy, but it all looks good, and that's the key. Is if it looks good, then everyone's gonna try it, right? Healthy or not.
On a holiday, you want to make sure it makes you feel special and like you're really having a treat. So I have some ideas that we can either bring or enjoy at our place if we're hosting. The first one right here, we won't make, but this is actually a caramelized shallot yogurt dip. So that's great to bring with you or to have as an appetizer at your house. That helps keep things light, but do have something to snack on. So when you get to the table, you're not starving.
Yeah.
But you also don't fill up on something super heavy as an hors d'oeuvre.
And that looks like, I thought there was meat or something in there.
So it's actually caramelized shallots. So when you cook them low and slow, it gets nice and sweet, and it just makes it a little bit more special.
See, I was gonna taste test, but she beat me to it, and one of us has to talk.
I know, I'm leaving it all to you today.
Very good. So you shared that recipe with us, so we'll have that on the website later.
But what we're gonna make today is gonna be a salad, which okay, why would I make a salad on Thanksgiving? But we're gonna use really cool ingredients that make it seasonal and exciting and special.
Okay, what do we start with?
So we're actually gonna have a plethora of greens. So we're gonna do some arugula, which kind of gives you that peppery bite, and then we're gonna pull the easy button. We're gonna have a bag of shaved Brussels sprouts. That kind of gives it some texture, but also
Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, and so it kind of is the seasonal ingredient.
Okay.
And then the last thing we're gonna do is endive. So we're gonna take off that end right there, and we're just gonna rough chop it. And so again, all of these are ways to get your vegetables in, but something when you're eating that salad, you're gonna go, oh, I haven't had endive in my salad in a while.
You wouldn't think of normally putting it,
Exactly. So you're just gonna do a little bit of that for texture. So that's the base of our greens. Then we're gonna keep things seasonal with some pear, so some ripe pear.
Yummy.
So kind of adds that sweetness to it. And then also for some color and some sweetness, I have some grapes. A lot of the times with salads, we actually end up using dried fruit. I don't like that because it actually has a lot of sugar in it. So this is giving you that natural sweetness and tartness that you want.
Make it, Jamie.
And then some red onion. Some people don't like red onion in their salad. I personally do. I think it also gives a nice pop of color.
I already like everything you've put in there. We don't even have dressing yet.
I know, right? And then we're gonna have some blue cheese, some really high quality blue cheese.
High quality.
Yes. So I think this is a time where you do splurge a little bit on some really good
ingredients.
Yeah, some really good ingredients. And the last thing I'm going to add to the salad is hazelnuts. When's the last time you had a salad with hazelnuts on it?
Never.
Whenever you serve it, people are like, "What is this nut in that?" And
this reminds me of like a pear walnut salad because that's the base, but it's a little different,
right?
Okay.
And now we're going to make the dressing. So
what goes in that?
What I like to do is start with a mason jar. It makes it nice and easy, and we're going to do equal parts of oil, just olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, and vinegar. I like to do equal parts oil and vinegar. Sometimes people just say to do a little bit more oil, but I like that pop of flavor, you know?
Okay.
And then you're gonna add some Dijon. That's gonna add a little bit of flavor, but then also I just add about like a teaspoon to that. But that Dijon is going to be an emulsifier to help keep the oil and the vinegar together.
Is that Himalayan salt?
A little bit of Himalayan sea salt. And then a little bit of pepper. And to be honest, the salad dressing's nothing too crazy.
That seems very simple.
Because
seems like a lot of people would have this already in their cabinets,
and we have so many good flavors in that salad. So you're just gonna shake it up and get it all mixed together, right?
This is a cocktail?
Yes, basically. And then you could just keep that in your fridge for till you are ready. And then when the guests come, you're able just to pour that on.
That is great.
And then I like to use kitchen tongs to mix it all together. It just helps kind of get everything incorporated. And then we have a really yummy special salad.
That's great. Can I tell you what I love? I've never thought of a little mason jar, but this is a great way if you're bringing it to someone's house.
Right.
You don't have to worry about a Tupperware.
So mix everything in the salad and don't put the dressing on. Travel with your dressing and right before you seat.
Perfect.
And this is nice to keep your plate a little bit different. You know, when you have your Thanksgiving plate, you want a little bit of texture, something bright.
We got to get our greens in.
Yeah,
my mom always makes us
Jamie,
do the
love
same
it.
thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
She's sticking around though. We're going to do more with her because this side of the table we haven't talked about. I haven't snacked on yet.
And making your own cranberries.
Next up, we are going to get your adrenaline running with. Kitty, thank you. We're talking about the good eat, and my good friend Jamie Miller is here from Camelback Village, registered dietitian, and You always make stuff that smell and taste so
Thank
good.
you.
It's healthy,
Yes.
but it's delicious as well.
Thank
So we're
you.
talking about Thanksgiving sides.
Yeah.
Right when I came in here, I thought it smelled like baked goods.
Well, actually, it is sauteed carrots. You know, surprise, surprise. So actually, what I wanted to show today is a really simple side that does not use your oven. Because I don't know about you, but it's always you're competing for all the side dishes.
Yeah.
And this is something you can whip together on the skillet. So what I did before you came in was I just sauteed some carrots with a little bit of water. And as you see, it almost looks like they're almost burning, but that's a good thing because you're caramelizing those carrots. So now that they're nice and soft, what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of grass-fed butter. You think dietitian butter or what? But I'm using grass-fed butter. So what that does is there's a better fatty acid profile because it's grass-fed. It has conjugated linoleic acids and some good omega-3. So basically, it's just a healthier fat breakdown because of the grass-fed butter. So that's going to add some nice ooey gooey kind of just sweetness with the butter, you know. And then I'm going to add a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. And then also I'm going to add fresh dill. And so that's something that adds just a little bit of freshness and not an herb you usually would think about Thanksgiving,
carrots,
you know. But then, so now that it's all cooked, I'll turn off the heat and then add that fresh dill, and it adds color and just that freshness that it needs. It'll be a little bit of variety on your plate. So that is such an easy side dish, right? Something to whip together real quick at the end.
Smells delicious.
Yeah.
I've been staring at these pears for a good hour now.
So this is gonna be a lighter dessert. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a pear, cut it in half, and I have a melon baller, and you just take out the core, and then you're gonna put in a little bit of walnuts.
Oh, wow. You made a little pocket.
Yeah, a little pocket. And then you're gonna get some honey and then drizzle the honey on it, and then a little bit of cinnamon. And you're just gonna roast them up for 30 minutes, and then they get nice and caramelized. So when it's in the oven, you see that the walnuts get toasted, and it just tastes absolutely delicious. You can pair it with a little bit of ice cream, some whipped topping, and a lighter way to do dessert.
I like it. I like where your head is at. Because you know what? I'm not a big pumpkin pie fan.
Yeah, and so, and you know, even if you do have more of a rich dessert, it's nice to have something just as yummy on the side that lightens it up and kind of makes your plate full on dessert.
My mom's the only one eating the cranberry at the house.
So if you are a cranberry sauce person, this is a way that you can have a little bit less sugar in it. I sweeten it a lot more with the orange and cinnamon, and so there's not as much, I do put a little bit of honey, but not as much honey. So that's really gonna help bring out the natural sweetness. And cinnamon actually has a weird kind of chemical property that makes things taste sweeter than they actually are.
Really?
So your tongue, when you have something with cinnamon, it's sweeter.
Oh,
So it can really help kind of mellow out that tartness that cranberries have.
That's a nice little pro tip for us.
Yes.
You can add cinnamon.
Yes.
You think it's sweeter. All right, where can we find our recipes?
So you can find them online, and there's lots of great ideas. You know, I always work with clients to be able to figure out, you know, for your family's needs, how we can make sure you're eating really delicious food, and make sure it's healthy.
All right, Jamie, thank you. I still love that dip as
Yeah.
well. We're going to take it to break real quick, and we'll be right back to wrap up the show. Stay with us, Arizona.